Hello all, welcome to this video tutorial on HTML and CSS. Here in this video, I'm going to build an website for you people. So we'll be starting it from scratch. So please do listen and observe carefully. To have a visual look for you people, I've already created an project. So let me just copy this link and show you how this project looks. So still most of the people have lots of doubt on why only this HTML and CSS of building this frontal face of any of the websites. Of course, there are lots of frameworks developed nearby. So the thing is, to learn the initialized frameworks, this HTML and CSS are the key points. So if you have observed, this is the websites that I have built using only the custom HTML and CSS. So if I observe, this is my home page, and this is going to be the about page of the app, and a gallery block for images, and a last one, the contact form with the testimonial section. The thing is, here you people need to observe the content that we have represented is responsive. Responsive in the sense, we have lots of breakpoints of any of the screens. So if you can see, this is the response view of my web page. We can see this is the mobile view where people can observe. So yeah, this is the large screen view. When we are compressing it, the blog or the content what you have represented has to be flexible towards the screen resolution. So if this is how and response website can be built only custom HTML and CSS. Clear? So I'm going to build this website in the next next half an hour or more. So please do watch carefully and listen what I'm saying. So let's start. So for you people are just closing it. So before we directly going to start the application, you first people need to download the software versions required. Hope you people have already gone through some HTML and CSS stuff. If you're not familiar with this, download this download and complete this installation process of VS Code. And also, inside this VS Code, again, I will show you people, inside this VS Code, you'll have extensions. So with these extensions, you can simply type live server. So as I've already developed that project in a GitHub, there is no point of we having a live server options. But when you are preparing it in your local host, we definitely need this live server option enabled in your systems. Let me just show you how this looks. I'm opening the VS Code. So this is how the VS Code setup looks. So we'll be doing it from scratch. So for it, let's start creating a repository in your desktop. So I've selected over here, I'm creating a repository, something like I'm giving an website. So follow the same folder architecture for you people. So this will helpful for you to learn how completing a dynamic full stack web application too. So get back to your VS Code. So over here, I want to add that folder to my workspace, add folder to workspace. At the point where we have created that repository, add that folder to the workspace. So done. So right now we have developed an folder of empty space in it. So I've added that folder to the VS Code. Now, let me just create an folder inside it. This SS folder is nothing just but the content or the dynamic content that we are including, the videos, audios, images, whatever may be the content, all the respective part of your HTML files and the CSS files, all the non-stuff can be included in this assets folder. Clear? So let me just create you a basic file in it. So I'm creating index.html. If you people don't have an idea of HTML and CSS, please subscribe to Packet Prep channel where you can have lots of videos of this full stack applications. So shift one tab space where you'll have your boiler template. So let's just change the title of our website. So I'm giving title of our own company, Packet Prep. Yeah, so we are done. So the content that what you are seeing here is also called the boiler template. All the content that you are seeing is called boiler template. That's the first point you people need to learn. So after it, you people need to learn about semantic HTML. The semantic HTML is the main part covering all the aspects of building any dynamic web pages. So inside the semantic HTML, you will have 4 parts included in it, irrespective of your boiler template. So right now over here, you'll be seeing the boiler template. So there is no content inside your body and all. So the content that you need to observe inside the body is, so you first need to have header of your content. The first need to have the header, and next your main section, at last your footer. So these are the tags required for semantic HTML. Let me just create. So I've done with boiler template. So now I'm creating header block that holds my first half of my section, first half of my web page. So I've given header. So to make it common, simply select your terms control forward slash, where you can create commenting. This commenting is also an important task in any of the programming or any of the development. The main power of we solving the bug is commenting. So next could be of our main section. So select forward slash, you'll make it comment. So open the main tag in it. So at last, you people need to have footer. The section that they can give. So semantic part HTML is done. So right now the content look inside it could be of the way that I'm going to do. Observe carefully. So inside this header, now we need to open the navbar that holds our navbar content. For this, you'll be opening another list. So that's fine. We are not going to start the CSS file directly. So just observe what I'm going to do. Clear? So inside this, I'm having 4 files, probably. Yeah, 4 files. One could be of my home page, and one is about the website, and one the gallery content inside it, and one could be the contact, the people or the clients that want to use my application. So right now over here, inside the first semantic HTML block of header, we have included neighbor that holds only the another list of representation that holding some content in it. But the thing is, the blocks that you have represented, the home, about, gallery, and all, this could be of the content that are responsible for you to movement. Something like if I was in and redirected to home page, somewhere I need to open the contact page. So over from home page, you'll redirect to the contact page. So this is for the definition of HTML. If people are not familiar, just write on the definition. HTML is a way that the movement of one page to the another page, considering one page as its reference. Somewhere I'm saying this home page is my first page and the contact page is my destination. So if you people want to move to the contact page, you first need to have the home page first included in it. So the action that we're going to do to complete this action is with the help of anchor tag. So this anchor tag is responsible for you to move. Clear? So hope I'm clear with my content. If not, just have a point or just revise the video again so that you'll have a clarity of what I'm saying. So here's the same blog. I'm having an anchor tag and place my content inside it. Control X, Control V, where this, so I'm having my gallery content inside the anchor tag. So this anchor tag is responsible one for our first concept in HTML called hyperlinks. So the content that you have already learned in the full stack application is what I'm saying here. So we have given another list of representation that having 4 list elements of home, about, gallery, and contact, and we also have called actions for them. So these actions are the responsible for you to movement, something like from home to about the gallery and the contact and all. Clear? Let's just observe how we can see. As I've already mentioned, if you have not done of installing the live server, just do live server in your extensions. You'll have lots of applications installed. So over here, you can install the live server application. And one more thing, inside the extension settings, you need to set your default browser. Here I've set the Chrome as my default web browser. So if you have not done, just do it and observing the video. So right click, open with live server. Yeah, we have our first snapper that's not no styling. We have given another list. That's why it's calling bullet representation. And also we have called anchor tag of representation for it. Clear? So let's complete this part. So I want to give the footer as well. And the footer is quite similar. I mean, like it's very simpler. And I'm opening a simple paragraph tag. So inside it, the content or the shortcut for you to hold copyright symbol is ampersand copy, where you have copyright symbol, all rights reserved. So done, alt tab. You have your body section. So inside the body section itself, I'm having header and also the footer part. So right now I've completed the main section and also the contents of inside the header and also contents inside the footer. So the project architecture looks like this. So that whole the assets folder and also an index.html files in it. Clear? So shall we complete styling of this header and the footer so that we'll have an visual look, so then we can get back and start out preparing contents inside it. So let's start off creating this CSS file. So let me just create a CSS file. I'm creating home.css. Yep, we have created CSS file and we can link that in the next step where we can complete the styling part over here and then we can close it. So I'm opening my body tag. The syntax of CSS is like you need to call the selector, you need to give the properties of it, and then you can call your n number of values and properties inside it. So I'm going to start with my font family where I've been given Arial and sans serif. Yep, we can consider that. And next, I've gone the first property called margin. I'm intentionally giving 0. So this could be observed in the next block where we are making our content responsive. So there's margin is one thing, margin, padding, border. These are all the box model properties that we are going to see anyways in the later part of it. So this responsiveness of any of the web pages is just called by this main important points of margin, border, padding with the help of some box model techniques. So I've given a body. So let's see. So there is nothing change in it. So let's call the another selector that's calling some content. So we are calling our header. So this is the block of our HTML, right? So we have targeted the selector of header. So we have targeted over here. Open the curly brace. You will have you can start giving properties of it. So it is saying some background color. Let's call background color. Yeah. So inside this background color properties of n values, you can call the value directly. We can observe this AC blue. If I want to have it, you can also give an hexadecimal value over here. So like this content, the values that you need, you can directly pass. These are hexadecimal values. I'm giving some value. You can, yep, 333. So this is one where you can have a dark structure that this is observed in most of the web applications. The header and the footer part looks dark. I mean, like the bulk content and all. So you'll have some clarity over it. So I've given, oh, sorry, I've given border color, I think. Yeah, I've been changing it. Background color. Yeah, background color is done. So in continuation to it, the text on the blog, I mean, like we are saying that we are saying home, about, index pages and all. So the content inside that header blog has to be of quite representative. This can simply call white so that you will have a clear representation. So right now over here, there is no changes from last 2 times that I have seen pause because you have not linked the CSS file over here. So let's call that link property over here. So inside this link, automatically it is calling your default relation of style sheet. If not, you need to type that relation is going to be the style sheet. Now here in the HREF, this is called the hyper reference, also called the destination that we can pass dot forward slash that can help you to give your CSS settings. Right now, yep, we have done something. So it is having some background color and the text inside it is looking some dumb. So let's change it. So given color white and in continuation to it, let's call padding. Yep, let's give 10 pixels. Oh, it's good. So it has occupied full width and the content inside it's a filled. So it is equally having some padding in and around that content. So in the next step, we'll call that navbar. So I've already mentioned we need to make this navbar flexible. Depends upon your screen resolution, it needs to be a flexible. So I was calling display flex. So this is the property. Anyways, I'm just going to explain you people. So I want that content to be of centered. See. So the content has moved to the center part as I've done something. So right now over here, the content bottom is representing here is flex. It's flexible. It depends upon the layout. The content that we are representing is flexible. So let me style that another list. So inside the navbar, I'm having this UL where I want to give my properties to it. So list style, or we can give, yeah, list style type. So defaultly, this type is set to bullet points like thing. So I just not need anything. Right now, the bullet points have been gone. So and also the list representation has to be a flex, calling display flex, and also the content has to be of wrapped inside it, flex wrap. And in continuation, I need the justified content. This content has to be of centered and also the padding. So auto is not. I want to give 0. Yep, we have got. So we have got a navbar, but the thing is, another list have been gone. The list type none. The white dots have been removed and also have defined flex. So this flex is having some default direction to it. So these flexes will have in row direction. Immediately after you calling display flex, the content inside it, the blocks inside it will be aligned in a row wise. Clear? So and for that, I want to call this list items. So this list items is not having some space around it. So I was calling margin of 5 pixel that is calling top and bottom, and also I need some left and right content too. So I was giving 10 pixels. Yeah. So the first content called 5 pixels is giving you a top and bottom margin. So the next block called 10 pixels is giving you left and right padding. Clear? We have started with scratch where we have built some view representation of our navbar. If you can observe here, the anchor tag is having a default decoration of the text with underline. So just let's remove it. So I'm saying nav my anchor tag A. So this inside this anchor tag A, I'm calling color as white. So the content inside this is now looking white, but still the underlines are there. So let me just remove it. Text decoration, I can simply give none. Yep, you've got a navbar now. So this content, as I've already mentioned, if we can go, these contents are movable. But the thing is, but we are not having any of the files called about.html, gallery.html, contact.html like that. We need to create them. Clear? So, yeah, we have got navbar. The navbar section is all done. And also let's style the footer part. This is also an interesting thing. So let me just start with it. So let's call the footer. So this footer styling is also a good point to observe. I want an background color for it. And similarly, I was giving the same color what I have given for the navbar and also the content for it. So we can call text decoration actually, or we can simply just remove it. And the color, the content for it, I was giving white. And in continuation, let's call the padding for equal spacing in the top and bottom. So this padding, as I've already given 10 pixels for the navbar. Yeah. So I've merged actually, but fine, we are going to start the main content. So, and also I need a text align to be of center, text align center. Yep. So I've got an representation, or else let's call break over here. So we'll have some representation for now. If you need a break, it's multiplied by 2. Now you have a separation, right? Anyways, we are having main content. And the content will automatically filled. So right now over here, and we can call in clear property. It is helpful for some good representative look. Yeah. We've completed navbar and the footer animations, but still we are pending with our main section. So first you need to have a draft of the page that you're going to build. According to the draft, you people need to build. Here I'm simply representing the draft of a school website that's having some blogs, features, awards, and all. So you just observe what I'm going to do. This is what the semantic HTML you people need to observe. The header block, inside the header, we are having the number, another list of elements you can target and you can call the representations over there. Clear? I'll be removing this break tag, refresh. So automatically, if your files are not set to autosave, please fill this field of autosave so that there is no point of you need to press Ctrl S and all again and again. Clear? Yep. So let's call some dynamic content to our blocks. So for that, I'm calling my main section to be open now. So inside these main sections, as we have already mentioned, let's set that over here. Yep. So right now, I want to give a point. Look over here. Let's get back. So inside this main tag is the one that consists the descriptive sections. Okay, that consists the descriptive sections for the web page. In anyways, we are having lots of div tags, minimal tags and all. But the thing is, unless until you have this section tag inside it, you can't call the properties of responsiveness to it. Clear? So the point over here, you can call n number of sections. Right now for my website, or else let me just type, I want 3 sections. So you'll have 3 contents. 3 sections is having 3 class items where you can directly call the class items in your CSS and you can directly target that content. Clear? So inside this first section, if of course inside the first section of any of the main block, we'll have hero sections. So let's start it. For it, I'm giving an head to tag. Or else let's call it head and that could be our main content. Yeah, this head one. So inside this H1, let's say welcome. Let's post and welcome message. Welcome to the website, like that. So yep. So having some content in your main blog. I've not called any breaks and all, but automatically it's get breaked, right? So let's back. Welcome to the website I've given. And in continuation to it, let's have a paragraph tag. So I'm just giving Lauren some content. Yeah, that's given Lauren. That will fill in default text in it. So I've completed some heading part and also some paragraph tag inside it. Clear? So I want to give an representative look, or else let me just open you that link again so that you'll have clarity of what we are going to do. Yeah, this one. Copy. Let's paste. Yeah. So once we are done with our navbar and also the footer content, so I need an image of look for my hero section. So what I'm going to do is inside my hero sections, I'm having an image in on top of that image. I want the text representative. So I've already given some heading also the paragraph on it. So let's call an image background to it. And also if you can see Explorer programs like thing, we have given a button look. So let's call that look over here too. So we've completed the section of calling of heading and some uh, paragraph tag, and then next to it, I want an anchor tag representation that is calling my gallery blocks. So for it, let's create our next pages of 2 about.html, and the next one could be of gallery.html, and the last one of contact.html. So I've given all these HTML tags. So let's call that content over here, gallery.html. Yeah. So as we have already redirected to homepage, so there is no point of we moving again from homepage to all. So we can directly give hashtag representation. And for gallery dot forward slash, you can call about.html. And also in simple representative look of dot forward slash, you can call your gallery.html. And also dot forward slash, you can call contact.html. Clear? What we have done over here is, so you're having a number of sections, but the thing is inside the content, there is no block. So let's create that block too. So over here, control for, so I've given boiler template, and inside the paragraph stuff, I've given lorem. So right now the gallery content is open, right? So let's try opening our gallery content. So inside the gallery, we are having paragraph tag. This is for the representation. Clear? If you have given the same navbar and the footer for that too, it would be great. So we are targeting finalizing works that is of equal for all the web pages, and then we are focusing on main section of the blocks. Hope you are clear with what I'm doing. So for it, I'm calling in button action inside my, or we can simply call explore contents. So I've called explore content, and the action that I'm going to do is I want to move it to the gallery.html where I'm going to place my images of the website. Clear? So for all this content, let me just place it inside a div block. So these div blocks are these are also an inline contents where you can call a number of properties, a number of tags, a number of attributes for it, so that it will make your content look appropriate. So my section is having some class that's called hero section. So right now the section that I'm building is my hero section of my web page. Inside it, I'm having div with a class item. So that's calling hero content itself. Clear? So written, this class is different, that is calling hero section, and this class is different, that is calling hero element. That is for the advantage of you having sections, as I've already mentioned earlier. So inside this main section, I'm having three sections. So 1, 2, 3. So these three sections, inside these three, I'm having n number of blocks, n number of contents. All these contents could be stored in the representative block of DAB. So this is also called division block that can give n number of properties that can add a number of values to your sections. Clear? So I've completed the first section of hero section. So let's call our hero content so that it could be appropriate for us be giving stylings. So let's get back to the home.html. Here we are going to start giving properties to our hero section. Hope you're clear with what I'm doing. If you have not still in a mess of what we are doing, still again watch the video from the start, so you'll have in clarity of what we are doing from the last half an hour. So let me just call the class attribute. So the representative block of we can call this class attribute with the help of this dot. With this dot representation, you can call. So I've given background image. So this background image is holding a property called URL. Or we can directly call background itself, where you can call the colors, where you can call the size, where you can call all the content for it. So over here, I want to give the URL, but actually inside my assets folder, there is nothing. So for it, I've already stored the images that I'm going to do, as I've already done with my school website. Just copying the content and pasting it inside my website blog. Yeah, these are all the content that I'm going to use for my website building. If you can, or you can directly download a number of images from your and from your systems itself, from your sources itself. These are the images that I'm going to use to develop our website. Clear? So yeah, let's get back over here inside the URL. Let me call my assets folder. Inside this asset folder, I've already given this main section block that can give and look. Right now over here, yeah, I've got something. So the heading tag, the paragraph tag has been moved on top of an image. But the thing is, all we have done, we have just called it, but we have not aligned it properly. Let's align that properly. Background image. I want that background size to be of full cover. So let me just call cover. Refresh. We have all cover property. Let's call some more. So height I can give. So we'll have a good view height. To your view height port, you can give this VH. This can also be viewed into your HTML file. This is called device width. This viewport height. This viewport height is what I have written called VH inside CSS. Inside the CSS content. Just know this gallery.content out here home.css. Yeah, I'm giving some height, and also I want to display it as flex. The content look could be of flexible for me. Display flex, and also I need to justify content. I need that content to be of center. As the color representation, as I've already checked, the text representation is not clearly visible. So I'm calling white on top of it. And I need the items to be aligned center. Yeah, you've got an image. Oh, the images, I mean, like the content, it's still not centered, I think. Justify content center. Okay. You've displayed it, justify content, align items, colored, align items. Align items, center we have called stitch or we can let me just check it. So inside this hero blog, all the content inside it has to be of checked. Okay. Okay, let's call this hero content actually. So I've completed hero. So let's call this hero content so that we can call our attributes. So hero hyphen content. So let's target that content. The hero section has been done. We are just calling hero content. Text align. I'm calling center. Now you can see all the text has been aligned centered. But the thing is the padding is not clear. So let's call them clear padding. You can call 10 from start of 10 pixels. I want to give an clear representation look. So I've given 20 pixels. So I've just called website representation and also the content for it. Clear? And also this heading is not clearly representative. We can increase the font size of it if you want. If you want to, you can increase width. And right now over here, I want to change the button. I want to have that button to be of some look. Let's call that properties too. So for this, inside this anchor tag, I'm calling a class. I was calling a class called button. So for this button, I'm calling my styling sort here. Dot button. Let's give a color representation. Let's remove that the decoration first. Text decoration none. So this decoration has been moved, but the content is not still visible. So let's call color property white. So the content is visible, but we have not given that look of button for it. So let further display inline block. Let's call this button to be displayed as an inline one. Now let's call background of it. Background color. We can give blue. Yep. So we are still left with some padding for it. So let's call padding. After this, you will have a clear representative view of what exactly is padding and spacing. If given 10 pixels and 20 pixels, you will have a clear representation of left, right, and top, bottom. This is how you'll have. But still, as a square representation is not looking good. So for it, I'm giving border radius. That will give me some rounded edges of it. 10 pixels, I'm giving. Yep. So it looks good. So the action that we have given is, if you click for explore, you can directly navigate to your gallery.html, what we have already said earlier. So I've already mentioned all the content that we are placing inside a flex so that the content that you have seen is responsive. All the content that you can see is responsive now. All the content that you are visible is responsive. Clear? We have completed with one sections. So let's call the next section 2. These next sections are quite looky and important too. So observe what I'm going to do. So for this, inside the next section, I'm calling features. So I was calling feed class. I'm giving some class for it. I was saying features. So this features is the tag class representative look that I was giving for my content. Clear? The same like above, we can start with or here. So I'm giving h2. I was saying the features of our website. So our features I was giving. So our features. So this over here, I'm having div block of 1. So inside this div block of elements, I'm having one each of each element. So I'm saying something like I can get 3 features over here. So this 3 features is having an image tag of it, image, all the 3 divs. I'm giving some image representative looks. Yep. So I've given 3. So the point of me having 2 divs is like I was calling div class for my features that is of container. So this class could be of feature. So I can style it ultimately. So I can style the feature alone, and also I can call features as a combined block. Clear? So dot forward slash inside the assets, I'm having feature 1. Dot forward slash assets, I'm having feature 2. Dot forward slash assets. Project. Forward slash assets, I can call feature 3. Yeah. So I've got some images out here. So, but the thing is, I wanted to represent it as a good look and good representative look. So let's call styling for it now. So these are all the features that I've included, or else we can give some headings for this image is also upon completion of our image. Let's call heading that is saying what it is. Lauren, or I can say feature one, I can say feature one, put some paragraph of Lauren 5, I can get. So copy it and paste it for next to feature two, or saying this as feature three. So you'll have your image, you'll have the feature name, but still the images are not proper and they're not aligned. So let's call the styling property now for all of those. Clear? So I'll be calling over here. Observe carefully what I'm going to do. So this features alignment, now you'll have an perfect representative. So by these features, we are going to complete our homepage look. So over here, I'm calling features first. So that is the container that is holding all the features in it. Let me just cross check with the name. If there is a need, go and check with the name. So you'll have clarity what you have done. So we have done with the features. Let's call some background color of it. So something like and gray representation in each. So for it, can call F8, F9, F8, and I was calling in combination over here. So see what it is. So I've given some color to blue and gray color representation for the content. Right now over here, the images has been cut. So for it, I'm calling some padding. And this, I need 40 pixels on the top and bottom and also 0. So this has been set our block. So let's style this. So let's style each and every points in it. We can eliminate the heading or else we can direct or let me just call the heading too. So features, inside this features, we are having heading tag. So let's call that heading tag and align it center. So text align center and the font size, something about 36 pixels. Pixels. Yeah, font size we have done also. Let's give it a bold look. Font weight, I'm giving bold. So the same representation you can also do with our hero section too. We are having this heading in the hero section also. You can do it. So I'm giving margin bottom. So you'll have this margin bottom representation that can give you some space for your bottom view. Yeah. So we aligned it center and we have given some margin for it. So our features block is now looking good. So and then in continuation to it, let's call our features. Inside these features, we are having our features, right? So let's call that feature. So we're saying feature. Now these features are display flex. They are responsive on the first point. And also I need that content to be centered. And ultimately I'll wrap that content. Yeah. By this, you can say they are done. So actually for red, we can say feature items and then your features actually for it. Or we can do it like this too. So this features, oh, 1 minute. The given features over here. So the features over here too. So we need to change the naming representation such that we will have, oh, wait, features. We can give items. So we can give item over here. The naming collision could be there some more. Sometimes you will have you will have that naming collision. So make sure you don't have it. The features is done inside these features. I'm having yeah, heading tag is also done. So for it, I'm having items. So these items they are done. So let's call the feature item now. So observe carefully. We have already given the container width and that container we have set it to display flex. Now we are targeting each element and we are giving styling for the images in it. So I've given feature item. So let's set a default width common for all the images. That could be of compensated width of 300 pixels. So let's give margin. What we can call margin. Let's give margin for it or 25 pixels. And we can say that align center. Okay. So let's call the feature item again. So inside this feature item, we are having image tag. Let's call that image tag separately. Something like width of compensator of 150 pixels. So in that 300 pixels, what we have mentioned, in this 300 pixel, the image is going to hold 150 pixels in it. So we have created inside total of 300 pixels of content, our image is going to have 150 pixels. So next we can talk with the height. Height is also the same of 150 pixels. And let's give border radius. So this border radius could be of 50% intentionally I'm giving so that have your rounded blocks, and also last one margin bottom equally of 20 pixels. Clear? So if the content has been merged, so this block is looking good. Still, these blocks are not looking good. Still, pause. We need to change the namings of it. Yeah, the class name has been changed. We need to change that. Copy, paste, paste. Yeah, so all the images have been rounded, surrounded accordingly, right? So at last, some feature content is quite good. Some of the flex row has been not affected. I think we need to check what that feature items and features items. Okay, features items. Yeah. Then we are done with our first block. So we have clarity that we have completed in single page application, and also the important thing is the content what you're saying is responsive. So here or this point of 916 pixels, the content in medium screen has been moved to the below part. Clear? We started with a scratch representation of how the and web page looks. So I've done with all these changes. Hope I'm clear with my content. Yeah, hope you're learning, guys. So let's continue our progress so that we are going to complete it now. Of course, it's getting too bored, but the thing is, we have completed 50% of our web page. We have completed all the 50% of our web pages. Let me just show you how. So with this CSS itself and with this content itself, I'm going to paste it in all the HTML pages now. See, I've pasted it in all. Control V, Control V. Yeah, this content, and right. So we'll have the same number, same footer. But the thing is, the sections inside it could be of change. So let me just eliminate. The main content will be changed in any of the web pages. So or else simply you can remove this main block and give it main again. You have completed, cleared in the gallery, cleared in the contact, and now let's clear it in about to. Inside main. So inside this main, let's give lorem 10. So this is same lorem 10. Let's give over here to lorem 10. The same lorem. Let me just give you over here to lorem 10. We have done nothing. So this is our home page looks. This is our landing page also. This is home page. If you click over here, you'll have an hashtag representation where we haven't called any action of it. If we click about, the same navbar and the footer with some content. If we click gallery, the same navbar and the footer with some content. If we click contact, the same navbar and the footer with some content. So now let's try updating this sections. Clear? So we can call this actions over here actually. So dot forward slash index.html inside the about two. We can call dot forward slash index.html inside the gallery also. Dot forward slash completed. So it will go you. We can navigate from any page now. The action have been done. All the content that we are saying and now have been updated. So let's just close this about now. So I will be closing all. Yeah. So this HTML part of main section of all the content of homepage is done. Let's start with about page now. I'm removing this. I'll be giving same section. If people wanted more, if the people wanted to do an full web page, you can also do. So inside this about, I'm going to say our team. I'm going to represent our team. How we have represented features. The same representation I'm going to do with features. So this section is having two DAVs. One's DAV inside the other, as we have done already. So this inside this DAV, I'm having another DAV block. So this first DAV block is having some class of that is holding team members. So this inside this block, we can consider images so that we can target each individual person. So that I'm giving team member. So this is for one. This is for the first one. So this all this content called DAV is having n number of team members in it. So this is second team member, this is third team member. We can directly target in the home.html. We can give our stylings or we can give our representations. Clear? So for our here, I can give an HT representation what we have already done for our blogs. So for that, I'm going to go and copy paste that content for you people. Yeah. So the same representation what we have done. Copy, yeah, paste, paste, paste. So this about team is having some right. So this our team. So now I've already have some images. Set the assets. I'm saying so I can say forward slash one. So this is number one person and also TM2, also TM, yeah, okay. So number one is going to be number two is going to be number three. So with some tags. So here we can get a lot of right now. Right now over here, we have given images with some content. Still, as we have already seen in main sections, right now this content block is not good. So let's go back and give the same block representation what we have done for features in home section. I mean, like I was saying, the same blocks or the same content what we have done for over there, the same blocks representation will be doing over here too. So for it, I'm calling theme. So the theme is our class of our first block. So the team members that we have given, or we can give and team to, or else you'll directly call with team members. Directly call with team members. Yep, directly do it. So inside this team members, I want the all the images to be of flexes. The same. Upon completion of this video, you must have that content of making some content responsive. I need to wrap it inside a block so that my content looks good and I need the justified content to be of center. So the team members are now perfectly aligned. Yeah. They have given some display property, but still the images are not looking. I mean, like the image is looking weird. So for it, first I need to call team member first. One-on-one team member, let's target it. I'm calling text align, this text align property of center. And also I need a margin of it of good look. I'll see margin of 20 pixels, margin of 20 pixels, and also the width of the block. So this could be of compensational 250 pixels. This is of variable length. You people can give a number of values that you need. So that we have given some content block. We have targeted teams. We have targeted team members. Now let's target the image. So for it, inside the team member, we are having image tag. So let's open that image tag and call the width. This width could be of 100 pixels. The same way, we can call height. This is also of 100 pixels. What we have given for features in the home page also, the same representation that we are using. So let's call border radius to have a good look. Border radius of same 50% so that your image could be cut to half border radius. Let's call some image or let's see how's the look representative so that we can call the margin bottom. Now the margin bottom is somewhat not good. So let's call this margin bottom and give some pixels. Okay. So I've made some content block or if people need three more people, you can also add that too. So simply just you need to copy this, copy and paste. Over here, we'll have six. The same blocks you can target it for gallery too. What we have done over here, the same representation you'll target in the gallery itself. So yeah, this heading tag we have not called, I think. Let's call it. Let's call this heading tag. So we need that to be aligned right. So for that, did we given any tag representation for audio? No, let's call that class. Let's class with theme I have given. So for this team, inside this team, we are having this tag of H2. Inside this team, H2, we need the text aligned to be of center. Inside this, yeah, we have represent the message dot, yeah, I've got, and also font to weight so that we can give and bold architecture of it. So we are calling font weight of bold. or let's call background similar to our features, background color that we have given already. Okay, so this is saying our team is having this blog. We can remove this part. Yeah. So all the blog have been represented over here. So the same section you can call something like an representative content of histories, milestones. You can add a number what you needed. Clear? This is how you can build an about page. This is how you can build an about page of your website. So this is your home page. So when someone wants to see your about, they can check. You can add a number of paragraphs, representations, the milestones of your blogs, everything. You can give everything. Clear? So if you can change that image representations also, your gallery.html will also be done. Your gallery representation is quite similar of what we have given to our images. So let's just complete this gallery and the contact info too. So let's call section. Yep. So inside this section, let's call an heading. So this is saying that it's gallery items. So that is having divs. Additionally, I've already added divs are going to be 3. It depends of how we are going to do our gallery.html. So I've defined a section and we have given a name for it and also the representation. So let's call class over here that is calling gallery. So this real blocks is having a class name of already what we have mentioned like gallery items, like how we have given for the same. We have given gallery items and also gallery item we are given. Yeah, like this page and paste. So it's called images tags inside it. Let me just call the image tag not forward slash assets. I was having content writer, I think. Yeah, content writer is one. And one more thing, ing dot forward slash. I'm having webinars one pick actually for it. Webinars and also and the tag over here dot forward slash for assets. We'll be having creative content, webinars, and one more thing I've missed is of guides. So here in this gallery, we'll have gallery content. Actually, this gallery can be filled with images itself. So we can eliminate this heading. So this looks weird when we have completed the image section block. So you're having 3 images, but still they are not flexed, right? So let's call the flexed attributes or them. So simply by starting it, you can have n number. As I've already mentioned, I was just replicating and prototype. You can build a huge website just considering this as a prototype. Clear? So let's call the flex representation for the gallery item so that we'll be completing 3 pages where we are left with a single page of form representations. Clear? So let's target our gallery for it. So I was saying gallery. So inside this gallery, I want an perfect padding representation. For the padding representation, we are following the same of 40 pixels and 0. Yeah, we are having some content of top and bottom, right? So this is of 40 pixels top on the bottom. As we have given 0, there is no padding on the left and the right sides. So, and in next, let's target gallery items, items first, and then gallery. First, we target the gallery items that we need to make them as flexes. First could be of display flex as usual, and also we need to wrap the content, flex wrap of wrap, and also let's justify the content to center. So these are quite normal that you people need to learn at most. So inside this gallery items, we are having gallery item where we storing images. Let's open that image tags. So let's call width. This could consider 100 pixels, not more than 100 pixels. So once we are done with it, or else we can actually give 300 pixels over here. So for images, we can give 100%. So let me just remove it. First target the items and then we'll give. Let's give 300 pixels of it and margin. Let's call margin of 10 pixels. So see, so of course there is no space with it. We can call justify content center or you can give space even like, see, you have your space perfectly, right? So having space now with some content, let's call gallery item And now we need to target image for some rounded edges of it. So this, I want a width to be of 100% that can occupy the full width, and also height. This height is one matter where your screen resolution has to be changed. This representation can also be changed height auto, and border radius. Let's give and below one so that you have simple rounded edges of it. A given border radius as 10 pixels. Clear? Of given gallery item, so you're targeting the image block. So let's inspect this. Inspect. You're having your three sections, where your three sections are responsive and that was aligned to your navbar and your footer. So this is one block, but since you are having some space inside this gallery, let's copy the three parts. This is of one, and this could be of the next part. You are having a column space because of that space evenly property. Clear? So this is what the representation. So I think we can add one more. See. So now it looks good. Yeah, even if inspect, the content looks appropriate. So this is what we needed, a gallery representation of your images. Clear? We have started with homepage where we have given a hero section of image representation. The blocks that we have seen here in the features are going to be repeated in all. So here we have created about, and now we have created an image gallery. So let's complete the setup of closing with an contact.html file. So this HTML file, these contact forms, what we are going to see are very, very important. So cause why I'm saying this, we are preparing these static web pages using this HTML and CSS. But the thing is, our main motive or the main intention to complete a website that is of a dynamic website. So right now, some user have using your app, he has logged in, he have registered all the things you have done. But the thing is, because of your building and static web pages, all the logs or the sections that you are, the data that you are considering will be stored in a default database that you can't see. So the thing is, the sections or the content, what you're doing, what the users are using through your app has to be tracked, has to be stored inside a particular database where you can access it, where you can see it, or you can, where you people need to do the CRUD operations. So this could be of the next journey of MySQL, the same journey that we are going to discuss in Advanced Java 2. So the website, what you're building over here, have that website with you people. So the same project that we are going to do for the next MySQL and the Advanced Java project too, where you are going to learn about the JSP and the servlets. In MySQL, you'll be learning with the database mechanism techniques. Clear? So let's start with, let's come close our setup with our contact.html so that we'll have a break of what we are seeing. So directly we posting it to an form as we are checking with sections. Let's open a section that is having some form action to it. So it's open and form. So a called and section that is having some form. Let's give a class and giving a name called contact. So for this action, we have completed it. So this action right now, we are just giving it as a unique representation of hash type, but still, if you have represented and backend technology, something like backend, like Java, like thing, a Java file, or you can give your PHP files over here, or you can give Python files over here. So the same content, what you have clicked on submit button has to track over this action representation. Clear? So let's start off creating with it. Let me just create you some labels. So this label is for the name. So that is holding the name of the user. And in continuation to it, I want to type the input. So this input type is text. And I want to give the name for it. And this name could be of name itself, because we have given it. So, and this field is required. So since you have given required, the fields that you are representing or you are mentioning has to be filled. So likewise, you are having, okay, let me just merge it into an DAB. So I was saying this in this DAB, rather than we calling BR tag for breaks, we'll just call division tag so that you are automatically having an representation. So this class is having some representation that could be of grouping of your form items. The element of all the input types or the contents that you are all the contents that you are taking has to be grouped. That is, we are saying it as form group. So this form group representation, just copy, and again I'm having password, or you can call name, or you can call email of the user, and also the message that you want to print. And yep, we are good to go for it. Yep. So at last we'll have buttons. So somewhere of for this name we have done, and the next would be of the email of the user. Let's call email. So we are creating a label for the email. So this email, let's call email. So this email email block. So edit it accordingly. So email I've called. So this input type could be of email itself. So the version that we are using is HTML file that automatically give you the content. The email that definitely needs edit. So the thing is, most of the people will believe this for email has to be of edit Gmail itself. That's not a thing. Email is of quite is a landing platform where it is of quite learning in Yahoo. It's quite learning in Google itself. So the user may have edit yahoo.com. So the user may have edit gmail.com. So the thing is, it will just check the edit field in it. That's it. So in continuation, let's create a label for message of the user that you want to convey us. So for this, there is no point of you giving input type. Let's call an text area representation of it. So this text area representation will give you an address block like thing or something like an address fields. So where you can add a number of rows and number of columns for it. Clear? So for this, I'm giving a name called message, what we have given. And you can eliminate the ID or if you want, let's add it. Yep, we can give it the message itself. So the thing is, I need some rows of it. So for it, I'm calling rows of 4. So I've called it, and this is also an required field. So this is the one where the user is going to contact with us. So we just definitely need that content. So at last, all the user capturing the details will have a button that is calling this button type is submit. So the submit action is default in it so that you can call it. So let's give a class. So as we need to, I was giving sub, but so this CSS styling where we are going to give some creative representation of it. So let's call and value something like send message. Yep. So when the user trigger it, the message will be tracked by us. Clear? So this is for the representation for now, but still you are having some creative look so that you can have or you can close it. So let's target the home.html, home.css file. So right now we have started with a 0 line, but we have almost at the 150th line of our code block. So the thing is, even though the user, the viewer, you, if you don't know anything about the HTML and CSS, can simply start our video from the start so that you can write out the points what we are saying, all the content, so that you'll have clarity of what we are doing. Clear? So let me just complete this content by this contact form. So for this contact, I need a padding is that similar of what we have given 40 pixels and 0. If you have checked, you'll have your top and bottom margin set. So in continuation, now that contact is done, so I'll be opening the form tag where I need a max width. So I want a max width representation of, let me just give 1600 pixels because I'm having a huge space here. So I've given 600 pixels and also the margin. Also the margin of that needs to be a fit. Yeah, it's quite looking now. So, but still, it's left with lot. So, 20 pixels of padding, and we can give background color something like, yeah, we'll try with gray now. Okay, it's okay, but I need to change it. Oh, actually, we can place it actually. So, in next border radius, so this border radius could be of 10 pixels itself. So, we'll have rounded edges over it. And the next box shadow. This is a property very important one. So there is no point of we giving box sizing, but still this box, I mean like this box shadow property will give you an representative look or the AP look for your web page. So I was calling RGBA colors, like green, blue, and alpha colors. I was calling RGBA and I want it as values as 0, 0, and 1. Let me just call that values. I don't need red. So I don't need green and I don't need blue, but I need alpha representation of 1. So this is the representation. So that will give you some box shadowing effect on back of it. So if you can see, so the thing is the representative look over here is quite look. Rather than 1, we can give 0.1. See, you can still increase it. There is no point of you only giving 0.1. You can increase it such that it looks appealing good. Clear? So I've already merged it into a group. So we are calling and form hyphen group. So this is the one that we have called already. So for it, this is the class. So we need to place dot form group. I'm targeting the styling of it. So inside this form group, let's target some margin. I need margin of 20 pixels. We are evenly using 20 pixels, 40 pixels, like that. So you people also can use the same. Yeah, the padding is look, but still that labels, that input types are not looking good. So let's do that too. So let me just call the label first. So this label attribute, or we can directly call label. Yeah, this label, since it is in form, we can directly target the indexes. So I want to display it as block. So the labels have been represented as blocks. So the representation all has been moved down. We have just called display block. Let me just show you. If I made it comment and see it's not looking good. If I made it display block, the content has been represented as block. So for red, I want some font size so that it looks good. Somewhere around 15, or we can get 16 pixels of representation. Right there. And also I need margin bottom. So an equal amount of space in all. I've given 5 pixels. Yep. So there is an equal amount of space upon completion of your name, plus equal amount of space upon completion of your email, equal amount of space upon completion of your message. And once you are done, so let's just, I want to make it much more effective. So I was targeting this input on the text area separately, or we have grouped that elements. So this is called grouping. All the contents that we have closed, HTML list elements we have closed, representative looks we have closed, images that we have closed, flexes we have closed, and now in selectors that we are seeing with the grouping of selectors. So made this input has to be checked with 100% of width. If I have given 100%, it has set to full. But the thing is, we need some more appealing look. So for that, I was giving padding of 10 pixels. So you'll have your top and bottom, but still the edge has been cut. So this edges has been cut. Then you can give font size. We can decrease it. The same representative look, what we have given per label, the same one. Let's call border, or we can call the border radius also. Okay, let's just first call the border of 1 pixel. This is of solid, and we can call some color representative COC, or we can give CC. Yeah, but still the edges has been broken a little bit. So for that, let's call border radius property. Let's call border radius property and give 5 pixels of length. Tough cut, but still it's cutting a bit. So over here, or there, we have max width is we have given 600 pixels, and 0 we have given why it's still cutting a bit. I've missed something out there. It's cutting a bit. Lattice pixels we have given 10 pixels, then calling some RGB color, given property display flex 16, or we can give 90 right? Rather than 100, let's call 90%. Yep. Or we can give 95 too. We can give 95. Yeah, 95 has been good. Aligned. Properly aligned. And now let's call the submit button. So we can call sub-but. I've given it. Sub-but. Yeah, sub-but. So let's call this display. All the buttons that you are seeing has to be displayed as inline block itself. So we have done the same in home. So we have given this as in display inline. So the same representation that we have given here to display inline block, background color of some hexadecimal value. So we can give blue as it is how we have given for there. So blue, but the thing it's quite awkward or looking dark. For that, I want to change it into an hexadecimal value of 007. Yep. Yep, it's good, but still there is no proper padding of it. Let's call it that padding. Before that, let's call color on it. So color we can give white. It's looking. So but still the padding is not clear. So let's call the text decoration. We can call none. Let's complete it with padding of 10 pixels and 20 pixels. Now it's good. So let's give an rounded edges of it. So for that, give border radius, and this border radius could be of 5 pixels. That is giving an rounded edges. We have completed all, and but if we can observe, there is a black layout. There is a black layout order. For that, we need to call border as none. Yeah, border none. The edges has been closed, and also we need cursor. Can call cursor pointer so that when you have moved or here, if there is an cursor action. That we have since we have set it to required field. This field is required one. Clear? So I've completed it, but still, if you people want to have an hover animation also, you can call. So for that, simply call sub button, call action like thing. So we can call some animations over here, and one of the animation is simply calling hover. So this hover, we can call a background color, something like hover. We need to sense it, right? So to have a sense of feeling that it's hovering, we can give a background color, something darker version like that. 650. Yeah. So if you come over here, the button will be hovered a bit. This is how the field have been created. We started with a scratch of home. We have built our team with flexes and some gallery contents. Have built some gallery content and also the contact. All we have seen it, all we have built it from scratch itself. So this is how your web page building can be done very easily. So there is a simple and 4-page application. Still, if you want to try for different dynamic animations, also people can try. Thank you. Wishing I'm very happy learning. Thank you.